If you were navigating a ship toward Earth from deep space, you'd find a planet without any visible markers. Finding a specific destination like India requires a universal address system that works across the entire globe. We establish that address using a foundational grid. The equator separates the northern and southern hemispheres, while the prime meridian splits the eastern and western sides of the planet. India sits entirely within the upper right quadrant formed by these lines. It occupies the northern and eastern hemispheres, stretching precisely from 8 degrees to 37 degrees north latitude. These mathematical coordinates provide a reliable way to pinpoint a landmass on a spinning sphere, moving past visual guesswork to find a specific cosmic location. Slicing directly through the center of India is the Tropic of Cancer. This line sets at roughly 23.5 degrees north. This marks a major shift in the environment, dictating massive variations in climate and weather patterns found across the subcontinent. In the far north, well above this climate marker, the terrain rises into the Himalayas. It is a frozen, high-altitude mountain range that acts as a massive natural barrier against the freezing cold winds blowing down from Central Asia. Contrast that with the western regions, where the landscape dissolves into the Thar Desert's shifting dunes. This single invisible line explains why one nation contains everything from permanent glaciers to tropical coasts. Moving to the country's outer limits, India is defined by a massive land frontier stretching 15,200 kilometers. That perimeter connects India to 8 neighbors, ranging from Pakistan and Afghanistan in the northwest to Myanmar in the east. In the east, the border becomes a complex network of waterways weaving through the dense Sundarbans Delta. To the south, the land meets the sea along a 7,516-kilometer coastline, including Lakshadweep and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This maritime boundary extends outward as an exclusive economic zone, allowing the country to manage fishing, trade, and offshore resources. These borders act as active zones, securing national assets and defining the nation's physical scale. Because India is so wide from east to west, the sun rises in the eastern hills nearly 2 hours before it reaches the western coast. Running a modern nation on local solar time would create chaos for transportation networks and communication. The solution is the Indian Standard Meridian. This vertical line at 82.5 degrees east longitude anchors the country to a single official time. When clocks strike noon in Mumbai, they show the exact same time in Calcutta, 1,600 kilometers away. A single invisible timeline keeps a population of over 1 billion people functioning in sync. Managing a landmass this large requires breaking it down into smaller, functional pieces. While the central government handles national administration, the sheer scale of the country makes centralized control impractical. India is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories to distribute the workload of governance. States have their own elected governments for regional management, while union territories are generally overseen directly by the central authorities. These internal administrative lines provide a practical way to deliver services and maintain order across every corner of the nation. Deciding exactly where to draw these internal borders was a massive undertaking after independence. Most of these state lines were drawn to follow the dominant languages of each region, grouping similar linguistic communities together. Using language to define state boundaries allows the country to celebrate regional traditions while maintaining a unified national structure. These layers of geography move from local street corners and state lines to national frontiers and the global grid. Geography provides the invisible framework we use to locate ourselves, protect our borders, and organize over 1 billion people into a single, unified India.